Okay, for Module 1, first what you want to do is have a look at the self-exploration worksheet, and this is very self-explanatory. You're just reading the questions and answering them to the best of your ability. I've given you a guideline in terms of space for answers, but of course you can flesh them out more, or if the answers are short, that's fine too. It really is just to kind of get the wheels turning. Just follow that along and take your time with it. I recommend just giving yourself a half an hour to just really sit and think about it. If you don't know the answer to one of the questions right away, think about it, take your time, there's no rush. This is the one that I would like you to take the most time on of all the exercises in this lesson. Now the next one is the common child states, and all you have to do for this is just read it. Just look at it, make sure you've seen each and every one on there. So you certainly don't have to memorize them or anything like that. It's really just to flag your awareness. There might be some that pop up that you recognize, oh, that's definitely me, or you might see things that you think, wow, that's my partner. But if you notice that about your partner, that's fine. You can certainly make a note of that, and that will be useful. But the main point of this exercise is to really notice what's going on inside of you and what your child states are, if you have any that get activated in a time of conflict or in your relationship. The next one is the role play, and this is where you're going to sit down with your partner and take their argument in a recurring conflict. So if you've got something that keeps coming up that you've never seen eye to eye on, or if you have that experience where you feel like you're having the same fight over and over again, take that recurring theme, and each of you takes the other person's side, and take a good 20 minutes really trying to get into advocating for your partner's position as if it were your own. And this is really helpful because you start to recognize what your point of view sounds like from another angle. It sort of shifts your point of view to see things in a more holistic way. It's sort of like giving you a macro view of things. Now, if you're doing this course on your own and you're not really working with your partner on it, you can just imagine it, or really do a written exercise and imagine that you were trying to convince them of their point of view, and just see what comes up. Maybe you could even imagine how they might represent you. Do the best you can if you're not working with a partner on this exercise. And then the final exercise is the listening exercise, and this is optional. So if you had to skip one this week, this would be the one that I would say would be fine to skip if you had to. What I like about this one is that it's a really simple listening exercise, like literally listening. It's not active listening, it's just passively listening. I mean, you're listening, you're paying attention, but you're not speaking at all and trying to formulate what you've heard them say, like in some active listening exercises. This is literally just listening and not responding. And so they're going to talk for like a half an hour, and you're going to talk for half an hour, and you're going to talk about what are your dreams, what is it that you are hoping for, what are the things that you struggle with, what's going on for you. And you get to talk nonstop. The other person just listens and they don't respond. Then you stop the clock, and then you switch and you take turns. And what's cool about this exercise, if you have time, is that in the absence of any feedback or interference from the other person, you just hear yourself in glaring relief against nothing, really. I mean, you can hear yourself in a whole new way if you are making assumptions, if you have certain beliefs that are behind what it is that you're saying. It's easier to notice those when you're not engaged in any kind of projection with your partner. That's so much easier to do when they give you something to work with. So this is a really interesting one if you do have time. But like I said, it's optional. And that's it. Good luck with these exercises, and we will see you at the group coaching call.